Well, that's good news for the fans. So if the fans, are wondering what's happening, I will give you all the details how you can get on the website and all with UB40. Is there anybody, you mentioned Bob Marley, you went to see Bob Marley. Did you ever actually get to meet Bob?
No.
You didn't. So the next question I was going to ask, is there anybody you'd like to have worked with?
Oh, the list is endless, really. We did an album called The Fathers of Reggae a few years ago, where we worked with a lot of our idols from Jamaica. But of course, there are always other people. We're not picky. We'll work with anyone who asks. Really, it's just an honour to be asked by anybody. But we have worked with various people over the years. I guess I'd love to work with Stevie Wonder.
Would you?
He's just one of the great musical geniuses of the 21st century.
Yeah, and a lot of people forget he's blind. Which makes it doubly, hard, I would guess, writing music and playing and living life, doesn't it? It's
I think it's probably what makes him such a very special musician.
Oh,
they say if you lose one sense, it increases the other.
Yeah, he's a legendary superstar. I saw a program a little while ago on I think it was on Channel 5, and they had a night of Stevie Wonder, and it was just an amazing show.
You forget how much he's done, and the volume of work and the quality of it is just incredible.
Well, he signed to Motown age 12, I believe, if I remember correctly. But that's unbelievable. Have you got any sort of unfulfilled ambitions? Anything you'd wish you'd done and you'd still like to do?
Only really a couple of places I'd like to tour. We've been to India. We've played a few shows in India over the years, but I'd love to do a proper tour of India. China, I'd love to go and play a tour in China. But really, that's about it. It's places that we haven't been. I guess I'd like to go before we call it a day. But other than that, no. We've had such a fantastic, varied career. I'm never going to complain. I'll still pinch myself because I can't quite believe.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
So any ambitions I've got, they don't really matter because most of them have been fulfilled.
Yeah, that's good. What would you say the highlight of the career has been so far?
Again, it's been so long and varied and successful. Of course, there are so many highlights. One of them I mentioned earlier was going to South Africa after having observed the cultural boycott and knowing Mandela was out and president and apartheid was finished, to go there and play, sing our own song to a football stadium that was full of people, and have them sing the lyrics back to you. That brought the hairs up on the back of my neck, and that was one of the greatest moments of my life, I think. But there's been many. Being inducted into the Maori tribe in New Zealand was another one. There are many, many fantastic times over the years.
Great things. What about we've just talked about the highlights. What about the low point of the career? Has there ever been a low point in your career?
Probably the low point was the split up with my brother.
Okay.
The fact that he actually wanted to leave was a great shock to the whole band, not just me. And of course, I wished him well, and when he went on his way, but I was very disappointed. I was traumatised, and since he left and it wasn't as successful as he thought it might be, he decided, that he would try and steal the name.
Yeah.
That's a bit of a low point too, having to go to court to
sue your brother.
Keep our name with my younger brother is a bit ludicrous, but these things happen, and you've just got to live with it. It's his doing, not mine. There's not much I can do about it, really.
Okay, is there a song you'd like to play or record?
A song?
Yeah, a song. Is there a particular favourite? You got a favourite song you think I'd love to record that or play that on stage?
No, really. The favourite you have at the moment is the one that you've just done.
The new album.
Whenever you've been in the studio and you've recorded new material, that's the one thing you want to do is to get out and play it to your fans. Get a response from your audience.
Yeah, I think that's what a lot of
my favourite tunes are the most current ones. I at the time.
Okay. There's nobody else's you'd like to sort of cover if you like. That's what I was really sort of trying to get.
Not that I can think of off the top of my head. I mean, I could probably write a list, as long as if you gave me time.
Okay. Away from the music business, what do you do to relax?
Not a lot, really. We don't have a lot of time off, as you probably guessed. We're on a constant cycle of recording and touring. We've never stopped in 30-odd years, so that kind of is what I do with my time. But if I do have any time off, I like to spend it doing as little as possible, When you get home, the last thing you want to do is go away somewhere on holiday when you've just been travelling the world.
Yeah.
So, I tend to hide out in my garden with my family, and I keep koi fish.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, and I've got a couple of dogs that keep me amused. But really, I'm a homebody. I like to have friends round for food and drink. Share a bottle of wine with friends and family. And that's about it, really.
Okay. Well, the next question I could get some interesting answers. You're in charge of the country for the day. What would you do first?
In charge of the country for the...
Yeah, you're in charge of the country. I've put you in charge today. What would be the first thing you'd change or do?
I'll get rid of food kitchens overnight. Make all restaurants and supermarkets give their food to people who need it.
Yeah.
Because the wastage of food is criminal.
Oh, it is unbelievable.
Yeah, there's millions of tons of food gets dumped every day, and we've got more soup kitchens, more food kitchens than we've ever had in history in this country, which I find embarrassing,
Well, it is. It's almost like we're a third world country. I mean, the food banks, where people go and collect a food parcel,
absolutely,
are trebling, doubling as we talk. It's just unbelievable. People have to go and do that, isn't it? In 2015 in England.
Yeah.
It's
absolutely criminal.
It is.
So the next thing I'd do is get rid of the Tory party forever.
I guess that I thought that was coming. I had to sort of ask the question. Also, what would you like to put in room 101 apart from the Tory party?
I was going to say you've already asked me that question, Cameron.
Yeah. Apart from that, there's.
Oh, I don't know.
Racism. I mean, it is. I mean, it's funny. It seems to be. I remember it sort of in the 60s when I was growing up. There was a lot of racism, but it seems to be rearing its ugly head again in sport and other things as well.
Well, it always does when things get tough. Whenever unemployment rises and things get tough for working people, ignorance and fear raises its head. And bigotry at the same time. It's sad but true that people always seem to look for somebody to blame for their ills, and it's never the right people.
Yeah,
it's always been the way. Working people get turned against themselves, and they still allow the media to do it to them. I find it really sad. That's the saddest thing that you discover as you get older, is that nothing changes. Well,
I think it seems to go in cycles almost as well, which I find very strange. Yep. Fashion, everything seems to go in cycles, which is very, very, very strange. But what's your favourite food, Robin?
My favourite food, I suppose. I mean, I'm really into spicy hot foods from Birmingham, so I love my Balties. I love Thai food, but my favourite would be Italian. My favourite place is Italy. I love Tuscany. I've got friends over there. And I guess my favourite flavour of food would be Italian.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you've been playing, almost touring constantly since about, I think it was May early on this year you started off the tour, and you've played about 40 shows to an excess of 100,000 people.
Well, it's actually more than that.
Is it more?
By the time we finish in October, we'll have played 90 dates in the UK alone.
Wow.
And that'll be close to 200,000 people.
Yeah.
So, it's probably the most extensive tour we've ever done in our entire history of the UK, for certain.
Well, it's good. I mean, obviously the people love you, and I guess the fans that are coming are my age group. the 50s, and also I guess they're bringing their sons, daughters, and perhaps grandchildren in along.
Absolutely, it's incredible the spread that we get. Obviously, there's the hardline fans that have been around since we started, and they're still coming. And it's great to see them. It's great to see faces that you remember from previous tours, and previous albums and previous decades even. But the thing that amazes me is how many youngsters come. I can't believe how many teenagers we have in our front row singing all the songs. I don't know where the hell they know the songs from.
Well, it's
played on the radio anymore. So.
Well, I think the streaming sites and things like this. I have friends who have teenage daughters and sons, and when I said I was going to be talking to yourself today, they said, "Oh yeah, we know UB40," and it actually quite amazes me because some of them, they talk a different language. Some of the groups they're talking about, I have no idea who they are. As people who listen to the show regularly know, I'm stuck. Anything from 1990 backwards, I know everything, but anything from 1990 onwards, I've not a clue what's going on in music.
A bit like me, yeah.
Yeah, well, I think we're probably the same sort of age group anyhow, so it's great. But I mean, yeah, it's quite interesting. I talked to a lot of people who've been around for a long while. I mean, it's 34 years you've been performing, and it never ceases to amaze me how the retro, shall we say, the retro bands are doing so well, and I don't really know why. Do you, any reason why you think that might be?
Well, I think it's the whole industry's changed, and I think that records don't sell anymore, really, in great numbers. So back catalogues don't pay people the pensions that they used to. So the bands that used to, that could afford to take it easy and not go out on the road, nowadays can't. So they're having to go back out on the road to earn a living. And the bands that could do it, that have always been able to play live, are going back out and doing it. And I think live music has seen a massive resurgence in the last few years because of the demise of records and because of the social media phenomena that you're talking about. Young kids are tuning into older bands. Yeah,
I think it's great.
Big way, and if you can cut it live, I think, there's a massive career out there for bands, established bands that can do a live performance.
A lot of
there aren't that many of them, but those that can are being very successful.
Yeah, I've seen quite a few sort of, shall we say, retro bands. That's not a nice name to be using, but that's the sort of thing, and they are still sensational live. Anyway, let's go through the lineup. Is yourself and your brother Duncan.
Yeah.
You've got Earl Faulkner, who's been with the band from the very beginning as well.
Yeah, and Jimmy Brown.
And Jimmy Brown. And Brian on the drums.
With the band from the beginning, and Brian Travers, of course, a saxophone player, has been with us from the beginning. Norman Hassan, our percussionist and vocalist, has been with us from the beginning. We're all the original members, except for Duncan, my other younger brother, who replaced Ali.
Yeah, and
of course, we've got the two other guys on brass, Martin and Lawrence, who have both been with us for 20 years.
20 years. And so, I mean, there's 8 people on stage, if my maths is good.
I think so.
Yeah,
I haven't
good.
counted us, but yeah, I think so.
So there's 8 people on stage. Let's go through where people can see you as I say goodbye to you, Robin. It's the Thursday, the 22nd of October. You're at the Forum in Hatfield, which, for those people who don't know it, is actually in the university grounds of Hatfield University, or the University of Hertfordshire, as it's called now. It's very posh now. You're on there. You can get tickets from the box office, which is, you can dial 0845 515 9400. And you mentioned the social media, and I've seen I've got a list of all the fabulous website. You've got a website. It's UB40.global.
That's it.
And you've got a Facebook page, which is UB40 Official. And
we're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. They're all UB40 Official.
And UB40 Official on all of them. And it's great to interact with the fans and the people, isn't it?
Absolutely. And fans come on every day and converse with various members of the band who always seem to be on there at some point. Yeah,
well, it's one of those things. I think most of us are on. I'm on, I must admit, and it's one of those sort of time wasters, you could say, for some people, but it's also very good to interact with the fans. Thank you very much today, Robin. It's been an absolute pleasure. look, say people if they've got